Welcome, ladies and gents. This is SlothCast. I am the amazing Spider Spud. I'm joined by Optimash Prime and Tony Starch. Tony Starch. Today is Memorial Day, so we give a shout out to the people that go and fight the wars and shoot the people and die for all that crap.
We're clearly too big of pussies to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
I fucking didn't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it either.
So let's have a moment of silence. Just okay, that was good enough.
We're good.
We're good. Thanks, guys.
We fulfilled that obligation.
But anyway, today I think we're talking about technology in general, and might at some point get down more specifically to the next gen consoles that are being released.
Yeah, they announced them a few days ago.
Yeah, the Xbox One. The PS4 has kind of been talked about back and forth, and
they finally put the specs out.
They did.
Yeah. So I guess the big thing that I read the other day is they have that 3D printer. I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
The 3D printer that printed up working ear.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I heard the gun and the food, but not the ear.
Yeah, they printed one with the ear, working ear. Their next step is to make one that makes food. And the first food they're going to try and print is pizza.
Yeah.
Because that's the food of champions.
No, we've got the food of champions.
It's called Rummy Bears.
Rummy Bears!
This podcast is brought to you by
Rummy Bears.
Alcohol-infused gummy bears and a giant red bowl.
Rummy Bears.
Now, they also made a gun for one of the 3D printers, but it's it's as accurate as shooting snot at you.
Yeah.
Like, people were genuinely worried about that. Like, oh gosh, they can print a gun. Anything's possible now. All those shootings, they're going to increase. But it's like, it's probably printed out of plastic.
Yeah.
Well, all they got to do is get close to you. I mean, they're going to hit you.
Yeah. Oh god, they're printing guns. Blade Runner.
Blade Runner was a good fucking movie.
It was a good fucking movie. But you know that whole scene where he's standing in the rain? That was all improvised.
Yeah.
He made that up. But also, today we start down our countdown to the departure of Optimash Prime.
Otherwise known as D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will be leaving here in a few weeks. Was it 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Going to Minneapolis.
Yeah, close to there, like 3 hours from there.
3 hours from Minneapolis.
I won't give the internet my exact location.
She'll be in
the great Gopher state of Minnesota.
She'll be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 361 Euclid Avenue, above a dirty bookstore.
I would love that. I would love that.
I like the word Euclid. I use it a lot.
Euclid.
Like all the time. I use Euclid. But what I read, what we were talking about earlier, back to what we were talking about. The tech. Making food, being able to print food.
Yeah.
How amazing is that? That's
fucking
incredible.
Would it be like real, just digestible food?
I think so.
They wouldn't call it food if it went well.
Well, I mean, you know.
But I mean, they made an ear that worked. They made a gun that kind of works.
Yeah.
So surely they could make food. They could print food.
Huh.
I would love to be able. Man, I'm hungry. Print out pizza.
Yeah. They made that internet thing about you wouldn't download a car. Bullshit. As soon as I get one of those printers.
I would download the shit out of it. I do, in fact, download cars. It's only for The Sims, but hey, it counts.
Treacherous dog.
I'm just saying.
God.
But I thought that was pretty amazing.
It is. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Printing food.
And,
and you could buy, printer food quality ink. And be like, well, man, I'm too poor, so I have to buy the dollar ink, and it tastes like those fucking cheap-ass dollar pizzas.
Yeah.
But when you get the expensive ink, it tastes like fucking Pizza Hut. Yeah.
It's one. Yeah, they go to they have okay, you want a piece of pizza, or you're gonna have like an ink that turns into dough, and then an ink that's for tomato sauce, and then an ink that does the cheese, or what?
I don't know.
That just blows my fucking mind.
See, my assumption is. It's all done off the same ink and it's magic.
Okay.
That works for me. I'm good with that. Like magic.
It's hoodoo and it's magic. And that's how it's going to work.
Oh, it's magic.
Being summoned by the beast again.
Come to my lair.
The gummy bears have already started to kick in. She's being, I don't know. So, what we're really going to talk about, what we brought all this up for, was the new consoles.
Yes.
They announced the new consoles. Well, I think Wii U is Wii's new console. Like, they're going to stick with the Wii U for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's their game plan. And specs on the Wii U, of course, are what But apparently, from what I read, and I could be wrong, I could be way off on this, and I could get a shitty email in a little while, but from what I could way off on this, PS4 is ahead of the Xbox One by a margin. Not a whole lot, but they are ahead.
Okay.
And PS4's main focus is going to be games.
Yeah.
Whereas Xbox, main focus seems to be everything but games.
Yeah.
You can watch Netflix. You can watch TV on your TV while you play a game while you watch TV.
Yeah.
You know, Exhibit is going to be all over that.
Exactly.
You know, like,
look, trick out your console.
And like you said earlier, it looks like a VHS player.
Yeah. I mean, no, seriously, I saw it and I'm sitting there thinking it does look like a VHS player I had when I was 4.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a part of me when I saw it, I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, do I flip the lid up and put in a cartridge like I do the NES? I mean, I was concerned about that.
I mean,
as far as design goes, it's not a very elegantly designed console. But,
I think that I didn't get to see a picture of the PS4. I didn't see a picture. I just read the specs.
I tried to look up some pictures, and you get so many different images. It's like, okay, they don't have a real picture. That's what
they have a shadow against a wall somewhere. They don't actually have a real picture. But I guess I figured out everybody's arguing already. Like, even Norm's like, oh, you're just a Sony fanboy. Well, yeah, I like Sony better because I enjoy the products better. It has nothing to do with me being a fanboy. That makes me something like, oh, you're a Sony fanboy. If I was a fanboy of any company, it'd be Sega.
Yeah.
Because I will argue with you to this day that I had more fun on a Sega Genesis than I ever had on an NES.
Sega, man, was so far ahead of its time. I mean, in everything.
Dreamcast.
Yeah. The Dreamcast was probably, 4 or 5 years too early.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even the Saturn. The Saturn was ahead of its time. It was
disc-based content.
Yeah.
Disc-based content on
the
Saturn.
Yeah, it came out.
Sega CD.
Yeah.
Even. I mean, so I'm a fanboy of any company. It's going to be Sega. I've got, and that pisses me off when Xbox guys are like, oh, you're just a Sony fanboy. No, I just like Sony's products better. It's what I have appreciated. It's what I've had the most entertainment out of.
Exactly.
But you saying I'm a Sony fanboy and trying to degrade me really makes you look like a mewling Quim for Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what it does. And I've owned Xbox. I have owned both. I've put them side by side. You can ask Danny.
What?
I have owned an Xbox and a PS3. I've ran them side by side. At the end of the day, the one I preferred and did not sell was the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because I sold the Xbox.
Yeah.
Didn't you sell it to buy a car?
I did. See?
Exactly.
A used car.
That was a very shitty car.
I still drive that car.
The Lumina?
Yeah.
How much did that cost you to buy?
Like 5,000?
No, you traded it to our aunt for a deal or something? I don't know. For her spoiled ass kid.
Oh. Well.
It was part of the payments.
Taking advantage of family.
Exactly.
I like it.
That's what we're taught, honey.
That's the Day way, dude.
That's the John Day way.
Yeah, but I figured out, and going back to the fanboy thing, because I'm sure Danny gets on Tumblr, so she's
I know a thing or two.
She's already seen the arguments between the Sony guys and the Xbox guys.
I know a thing or two.
And like I said, I don't think there should be an argument. I think it's whatever you prefer. Yeah, there's stuff on Xbox that's pretty cool, like I'm sure there's stuff on Xbox that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you heard about the features of the Xbox One?
I heard that it's more about everything else than gaming.
It takes gaming by the balls, squeezes them until they burst, spits in its face, sets it on fire, and rolls it down the steps.
Really?
So
Yes.
They're pretty much going into like a home entertainment.
That's what they're trying to do, but they're trying to market themselves as still a gaming console. The biggest thing is they are going to have you, like a PC, you're going to have to register your games.
Oh. Okay.
And you cannot
be always on DRM.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. The same two people. If you buy a game, one game for your household, it can only be on one account. You cannot put it on a different Xbox Live account. You will have to pay a fee. If you trade it into GameStop, the person who wants to play that will have to pay a fee.
That's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
They're going to make their money somehow.
And I guess Sony has thought about that, but now there's a whole lot of backlash, and they're probably not going to do it.
Yeah. What's the other thing? Oh, the Kinect.
Yeah.
You have to have a Kinect.
You do?
Yes. If your Kinect breaks for your Xbox One, you cannot play your Xbox. If you do not have an active internet connection, you cannot play your Xbox One.
See, and I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I enjoy sometimes turning off the internet, just playing my games.
There is very rarely that I get on the internet while I play a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's, we're not just sitting here bashing the Xbox. You can look this up. It's
legit. This is
the facts.
Yeah.
Sony, on the other hand, and they're making a gaming console. That's
they even put ads out, and it just shows like the front end of the PS4 controller, and it says we'll be using your TV too for gaming.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, and they already said the PlayStation 4 was still going to have Netflix, and it was still going to have all the amenities like YouTube and stuff that we're used to. But that's not the focus. And I don't think, and from what I read, and I could be wrong, it could just be speculation, but they're not going to focus on always on DR.
Yeah.
I think that they're still going to let you have used games.
Yeah. Well, see, the big thing. Well, the other big thing about the whole pay-to-play bullshit that the Xbox One is doing is, even if the game is 2 or 3 years old, right now you would still have to pay full price to play that game.
That's bullshit.
You cannot go to a pawn shop and buy somebody else's no.
There's already such a big, just a big controversy in the gamer community about buying DLC and paying for DLC that's already on the disc. You're just paying to unlock it.
Yeah.
And how are they gonna?
I remember Resident Evil 5 was like that.
Yeah.
They had the multiplayer modes already on the disc, but I had to wait and pay like $10.99 or whatever to unlock something that was already on the disc.
Yeah.
And then there was a fighting game from Capcom, I think, that was like that.
Yeah.
And there was so much of a stir over it that the company actually ended up apologizing and giving us away a bunch of shit for free.
Well, it's like, what was it for? What's Call of Duty Black Ops 2 that came out recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could buy what was called a season pass for a certain amount of money, and you already get all the maps and DLC and whatever they put out for free.
Yeah.
Nice.
Except that's not what happened.
Oh.
You got a few maps for free, and then when they put out new maps, you had to buy those too. Oh, so essentially, they lied.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, we didn't tell you guys that part.
That really doesn't surprise me coming from the people who make Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It was Call of Duty Black Ops, that's Treyarch, isn't it? The second company, Treyarch.
I think so.
Is Infinity Ward still around? Because they're the ones that did the Modern Warfare series.
I don't know.
And I think they're the ones doing Call of Duty Ghost.
Not be. I'm not.
Which cracks me up. If you ever look, there's a screenshot, okay? And the caption of the screenshot is realistic times of day. Yeah. Okay, so you have this sun shining through right in front of him, okay? The sun is dead in front of him. But over here is this random sunlight coming through a tree at an odd angle.
Yeah.
Like, that wouldn't happen. That's not realistic at all.
Exactly.
Unless they're on fucking Tatooine.
Yeah.
I really don't think realistic times a day should be a selling point anymore.
No.
Because a good majority of games have that if it's relevant to the story. Don't put in random times a day if you're just going to do the same shit at night.
Exactly, like
Skyrim.
Yeah.
I love Skyrim, don't get me wrong, but come on, guys, what the fuck?
That's like Metal Gear Solid 3. There was a slight difference. At night your camo worked better. You could crouch, you could hide stuff better, and in the day you couldn't. And it was easier to run around at night. But I don't think that it shifted. Like, it shifted with the story. It didn't actually shift on its own. So, that kind of works there.
You know what game scared the shit out of me when it went tonight?
What?
Fucking Wind Waker.
Wind Waker?
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but when you were on that open sea, I think this was the first time I'd ever experienced a kind of open game like that. Yeah. And it went fucking dark, and I was scared shitless.
Wind Waker, though, like the way they did the sea, speaking of that, the way they did the ocean and the sea, it actually felt vast.
Yeah.
Like you could fucking, Cthulhu could swipe at you at any second.
Yeah, it was
vast
fucking scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that same feeling when I'm playing Skyrim at certain points where there's nothing fucking around me, and I'm like, oh my god, something's going to get me.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
probably fucking bears.
And, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you guys what we were talking about earlier. I know the winner of the console war right now.
Oh, yeah?
Out of the Wii U, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One, which, by the way, that's a stupid name.
Yeah.
It feels like they went backward.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is the all-in-one. They're trying to play on that.
The all-in-one?
Yeah,
And they should have called it the Aldi, but then that shitty grocery store would have sued them.
Hey, fuck you. That's why you can buy, 6 crates of fucking rice-a-roni and be set for life.
6 motherfucking crates.
Yes.
But the winner is the processing chip company AMD.
Yep.
Because AMD is in every one of those motherfuckers.
Really?
It don't matter which one you buy, you are getting a GPU that is AMD.
Yep. That's crazy.
The winner of the console war is AMD.
I kind of like AMD because when I bought my computer, which now that I have a PC that can actually run games, fuck consoles. Just a little bit, fuck consoles.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like Jeremy and I were talking about earlier, you are the original hipster. You were uncool before it was cool to be uncool.
Yeah.
So
is that a compliment or an insult?
It's kind of a backhand compliment.
Fuck you guys then. But no, when I bought the video card for my computer, it was AMD, and they gave me a free copy of BioShock Infinite and Tomb Raider.
That's pretty cool. You played BioShock Infinite?
Yeah, I beat it.
Amazing, right?
Right, exactly.
Fucking amazing. I played it that one day, and Jeremy was here, and we're both just...
What
the fuck? Playing. He's like, what's going on?
What is this? What's happening? I can't.
He came in at the end when I was on the airship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck that
I had the songbird.
Fuck that battle, by the way.
You know you can actually take a skyline around and get into a sniper's post?
Really?
Yeah, and then you can take and it glitches. You can take the undertow,
and
pull up the Patriots, and they'll explode because they glitched. That's how it works on the PS3. Anyway.
Neat.
Nice.
I remember the first time I used a Patriot as a friend.
Oh god, that's scary as shit, isn't it?
It fucking turned on me.
No.
And I text somebody, and I go, Mechanical Lincoln doesn't love me anymore!
And it was me, I think.
Oh, God.
No, it was Mechanical Washington doesn't love me anymore!
I love the alternate version of history in BioShock. You've not played it.
No, I've heard some, but...
Like, you go in and, like, pretty much Columbia is made for white people.
Essentially.
They trick black people to coming up there, and they use them as servants. They use them as slaves.
Well, in the time period it's supposed to be, and that's not really uncommon. I mean,
it's not uncommon, but they're promised absolute freedom.
Yeah.
And they get up there. So the Chinese people are saying there's some of those as well. I'm not meaning that to be racist, like they're all Chinese. No, they are Chinese.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean. No racist.
It's just
how the game is.
That's solely for the Lil Wayne related podcast.
Yeah.
And the stuff that we deleted from earlier.
Yeah.
America. Flags and eagles and shit.
I stood up and told that teacher lady, there are only 3 letters I need to know. U, S, and A.
Oh, God.
Damn right. America.
M-U-R-K.
America. But speaking, and there was a reason I brought that up. I swear to God, it wasn't just to talk about the blacks and the Chinese. Because they are actually using that game as an example of how wonderful a game can be and how much money it can make and how much success it can have without always having to be online.
Yeah.
That is one of the kind of they're using BioShock 4 is to say, we don't have to be online to be amazing. Look at this game.
I mean that's one thing that I hate about companies that are putting out new games. It feels like they have to have an online multiplayer MMORPG element to it, and I mean, I that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
All right, I hate MMORPGs. I hate them. They're not.
Look at SimCity. I don't know if you guys have heard about SimCity. But they've been hyping that game up for over a year now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was released in February, and there was one hell of a backlash because you cannot play SimCity without an internet connection.
That's
will not
bullshit.
Play.
And why? Why would you need to be online? It's SimCity.
I'm old school SimCity. I remember buying the very first SimCity for my PC way back when. I mean, and all the expansion packs.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
You mean, that was the big thing. You could not play it. They introduced an online multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't know fucking how it works, so I don't want to play SimCity. But you cannot even play regular by yourself without an internet connection.
That is
and it has to be, on their servers, and their servers are shit.
It's bullshit.
Wait, is it EA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about getting ass raped by DLC, let's fucking talk Electronic Arts.
EA is like the new Goldman Sachs of gaming. I mean,
oh my God.
EA is the Gestapo of gaming.
It really is.
They were voted shittiest company 2 years in a row.
I mean, they've only made one game in the past, I would say, 5 years. I mean, in the past 2 years. I would say the past 2 years has been worth the shit. And that's been Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
did they actually make it, or were they just a publisher on it?
I don't remember.
half the time, I mean, all the games they put out, they buy up these other studios that make the games, and then they just
it's Visceral Games, I think, that made it, and then EA.
Yeah.
So but EA shit. Like, there's a comic online, and it's two guys. And he's like in an interview, and the interviewer's like, "Well, I see you don't have any customer service experience." The guy goes, "Fuck you," because you're hired. Then outside it says EA customer support.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like they have a stupid fucking game downloader thing called Origin, and that's why I fucking buy hard copies of everything. Well, let's face it. I only buy The Sims from EA because I have to.
Yeah.
And I don't download from Origin because Origin is shit. They'll tell you that if you pre-order it, you can download it at midnight. Mm-hmm. Never once has anybody ever been able to download anything from Origin at midnight. And you can fucking call customer support, and their answer, well, I don't know why it's not working.
That's like fucking World of Warcraft. I used to play World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
You can download it at your midnight your time. Hell no. You could download it at midnight your time, but the shit didn't take effect till midnight their time.
Yeah.
So you could have all the data on your computer all you wanted. I remember the advertisement. You were ready to play Cataclysm at midnight.
Yeah.
What they did not put was midnight in California.
Exactly.
Which is 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And gaming companies, that's what kills me, is they get away with such false advertising because of loopholes and gray area wording.
Mm-hmm.
And and that kills me. Gaming companies do that. They do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
And you just want to look at them and go, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't fucking be anything.
Yeah.
And yet, like, especially with EA, I mean, we keep going back. I mean, like I said, half the games that are put out under EA, they don't make.
Yeah.
It's published under EA. But I mean, we're gonna buy it if it's a company that we trust. For BioWare, they bought BioWare.
Yeah.
And everything.
BioWare does.
They did Knights of the Old Republic. They did Dragon Age Origins. They did Mass Effect.
That's what I was trying to think of. Dragon Age, those are good games.
Yeah.
But now that EA's bought up the rights, EA wants to reformat it to be like Skyrim.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll never be Skyrim.
It's like, no, I liked Dragon Age because of how it is and the fact that it's not like Skyrim.
Exactly.
It's a completely different story. The way it's set up is completely different.
If I wanted to play a game like Skyrim, I would play fucking Skyrim.
There's plenty of shit I haven't done still, and I got like 48 fucking characters, and I completed the main quest line once.
Don't make your games like other games. Make them unique to where I want to play them.
Exactly. Like when the PlayStation 3 came out, they released a game called Heavenly Sword, which was essentially a female God of War. It was fucking awful.
Yeah, it lasts for 25 hours, maybe tops.
Yeah, it was horrible. God of War games may not be that long, but they got replay value out the ass because there's nothing more satisfying than gutting something.
It's true.
And you think, fuck, I need to go back and do that. And I can do it with all this shit I found through the game that makes me a god.
Yes.
In a game of gods, I am a bigger god,
It's like, my dick is bigger than all the other dicks.
Well, let me put it this way. In terms of DLC, like I said, EA Games is the absolute fucking worst for charging you a shitload of money for no fucking content.
Yeah.
You'll get... I use The Sims because that's the only experiences I've had. You'll have expansion packs which are generally worth their money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have what they call stuff packs, which are introduced like new clothes, new furniture, new shit like that.
I kind of want to do that for Dead Space because I'd really like to see Isaac Clarke in like a tutu.
New items, new armor, new guns.
Yeah.
And
they charge you $35 for that shit.
Yeah.
And they have at most $15 for the content in there.
Yeah.
And then they have the Sims 3 store.
Mm-hmm.
Where you buy shit with sim points. Except now they've started releasing worlds, towns, and shit that you can only buy with real fucking money. Nothing irritates me more, I guess, than having to pay, $40 fucking for a goddamn digital world. But they will release a fucking physical copy. And by physical, they've said people without reliable internet connections. Except the catch is, in that case, at fucking Walmart, is a download code for the goddamn world you just paid for because you have a stable fucking internet connection.
Yeah. And that's what kills me. And I love Borderlands.
Yeah.
I love Borderlands. It's like meth for me. I just downloaded Create the other day, the new Psycho that you can play as.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'm spitting fire and chopping people up, and it really feeds that inner Dexter Morgan that I have. And I love Borderlands, but you can go and buy costume packs for 99 cents a piece.
That seems reasonable.
And that is reasonable. But here's the catch on PlayStation anyway.
Yeah.
If you try to use your debit card, the PlayStation takes $5 regardless.
What?
Yeah. You have to have a minimum. It takes a minimum of $5.
It takes a minimum of $5. So you also go ahead and buy 5 packs.
Yeah.
Now, but if you get a card from Walmart, it don't matter. It's whatever's on the card.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I added, like, when I did it, I added money to my, like, PlayStation account or whatever through my debit card. Yeah. When I bought the Skyrim DLC for PS3.
You added it. You didn't go ahead and tell them to take it.
No, they took it out when I bought the shit. Because they didn't take $500.
Mine, they always take $5, do they not?
Yeah.
Mine never did that.
Always take a minimum of $5.
I mean, you have an option where you can, like, buy, just add the amount that it's going to cost.
Yeah.
I mean, but usually, it's over $5.
Yeah.
I mean, for me.
I can't remember how much Hearthfire was, but it wasn't over $5.
But
I'll have to go back and look, but I don't think it did that.
But that's fine, and that's okay. But the point I guess I'm trying to make is with Borderlands, they don't push out anything for extra money that you actually need. Yeah, there's the DLC, which are fun, but you don't need them to get through the game.
Yeah, you don't need them.
There's a little download packs, and they're money.
Yeah.
And then there's a little extra stuff. You don't actually need that to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
But with companies like EA, and there's another one that's really bad for Capcom.
Yeah.
Capcom. They're wanting to put a price tag on baseline enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, really?
When you buy the game, if you want, Ryu from Street Fighter to have pink hair, that's going to cost you $6.99, fucker.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, Capcom's another really bad one for it, especially with the Resident Evil franchise. I was so fucking mad when I went and I got Resident Evil 5, and I was like, a versus mode? That might be kind of cool. So I paid my $5.99 or whatever it was to get the code.
Yeah.
$4.99, $5.99. But the download's only 13 kilobytes.
Oh, really?
Because it was an unlock code for content that was already on the disc.
That's bullshit.
I paid for shit they had already put on the disc.
I mean, that was a big hoopla over when Mass Effect 3 came out. They had the collector's edition or whatever that came out, supposed to come with this exclusive content. And all it was already on the disc. It was just unlocked for you when you bought the collector's edition. So you paid like $60-$70 for a collector's edition where you get the new character, the new mission, and come to find out, hackers found it in just a regular copy. It was already on there. It was just locked.
Yeah.
So you had to pay about $10 to unlock it.
Yes. And, well, Borderlands 2 kind of did something like that.
Yeah.
You could go in, but it wasn't $4 to get the extra content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you paid, like, I don't remember how much it was now. And you got the collector's edition's clothes for them and the collector edition weapons. No big deal. It wasn't $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't buy a collector's edition, and it genuinely downloaded. I mean, you genuinely watched it download.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I watched it download. It wasn't like 30 seconds and, it's done, So it was content that was being added in.
Yeah.
I guess my big fear with, bringing it all back around, my big fear with these next generation consoles, especially from Microsoft, is them milking microtransactions so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at World of Warcraft and Diablo 3. That's how they're making their money.
Yeah.
And it'd be okay. Diablo 3 is free to play after you buy it. World of Warcraft is not.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, you still got to pay per month for it. Is that fucking $15 I give you a month not enough for you to give me a fucking free mount?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
really.
know what I mean? Is that $15 a month not enough for you to give me a little boost from time to time, a little help from time to time that I can go to your store and buy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a big thing coming up, a big bill coming up in government and Congress and whatnot about taxing online transactions, and not just like a flat rate for every transaction, but by state.
Yeah.
Like say, you were selling something on eBay. If you were selling it to someone in another state, not only would you have to pay the sales tax in the state you're selling it from, but also pay the sales tax from the state it's going to.
Bullshit.
I thought they already nixed that.
No, I mean it's still up for debate.
Oh, it's still
well, the thing is, I mean, they have a big lobbying group behind the bill that are paid by Walmart, Target, things like that. The big box retailers that feel like they're getting gypped because online shopping is taking away their revenue.
Yeah.
So it's pushed by that. But the thing, I mean, we're already paying shipping and handling, and sales tax is almost always automatically taken into account. We already pay some form of that.
I mean, when you pay, like we talked about this a while ago. I bought a Kindle.
Yeah.
I got a deal on the Kindle, but I still paid like $12 shipping and handling.
I got you beat on that.
$12 shipping and handling for something smaller than an iPad.
Mm-hmm. No, let me tell you this. Okay,
let's hear this.
Let's hear this. I am in the ball jointed doll hobby, and if you guys don't know what those are, I'm sure you don't. They're dolls made out of fancy plastic called resin, and you can change eyes, hair, you can paint them different, you can buy clothes, whatever. I was looking to buy a pair of eyes for my particular doll, and eyes are about this big.
They're what, like the size of a nickel?
Yeah,
or a dime?
about the size of a dime. Maybe a little bigger, maybe a little smaller, depending on what size eyes you order. And there's 2 of them in a box that's about maybe as long as half a fucking Twinkie.
Yeah.
Okay? The eyes are $5. The shipping is $35.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, and so, but they want to tax us because clearly they're not making enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thing, and that's the thing that I worry about. I'm really happy because, I mean, this is pretty much all just about gaming, which I'm happy about. But I mean, I'm happy really to see the direction Sony's went.
Yeah.
Sony has went in the direction that I hoped they would go.
Yeah.
As a child sitting there playing your PS1 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the diagram I saw. Here's what I want. I want wireless controllers. I want proprietary chargers. I want this to be all-inclusive. I want it to take care of its own shit.
Yeah.
And that seems like that's what Sony's doing. Microsoft, on the other hand, it's like they've got the lube ready.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're coming for that ass.
Exactly.
That's like the lube they have.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo, they're more, now especially, they're more into like the mass gaming appeal of everything.
Yeah.
The group gaming. I mean, that's what they are.
It's like, I don't have enough friends that come over often enough.
Yeah.
I don't go to people's houses often enough to do anything anymore.
And like, like we said, Microsoft is going for that all-in entertainment crap. And Sony really, I mean, is the only one that's focusing exclusively on hardcore gaming.
Yeah. And that's something that I really appreciate. Because when I sit down in front of my PlayStation, there's a 10% chance I'm going to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
There's a 10% chance... I'd say a 5% chance that I'm gonna, stream it off my hard drive.
Yeah.
And the rest of that percentage is me playing a game.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It has nothing to do with anything else. Sometimes I sit down at my PlayStation, I'll fucking dig out a game I've not played in 2 years, and I'll fucking go to town.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't care if it's backwards compatible. I really don't.
I wish it was.
I wish it was too, because there's a lot of PS2 games I'd love to play again.
Yeah.
And I know that Sony's going to get us by making us pay to download them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not any more evil than Microsoft charging you to play online.
It's
pretty much, no.
It's and I think that I think that as far as online gaming goes, because we were talking about World of Warcraft and stuff earlier, if the game is free to play online, like Guild Wars or the Secret World, which a friend of mine plays, and I would play it, but my graphics card just isn't good enough.
Mine is!
Mine's like one step below where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Mine is!
But that's completely rushed from what we're talking about. If your game is free to play online, I see no trouble with you making extra money off of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a level 20. You know what? If you go to the store for $4.99, we'll give you the best fucking weapon you can have for a level 20.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And they're like, oh, that's cheating. That's no, I don't think it's cheating.
No, I mean, if you have a choice, you can either play and get that weapon, or you can just buy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, and if they're buying from the store, put something to it to where it's like, oh yeah, he totally bought it from the store.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a backhanded thing.
Yeah, he didn't go on this epic quest to get it. He bought it from the store.
Yeah, it's got a fucking price tag hanging down from the bottom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But big companies like Blizzard, who's owned by Activision, who is like the MMO fucking vampire. They're like EA. They're charging out the ass for stuff like that. Oh, you want a Griffith? You want to fly on a Griffith? Oh, well, for $10.99 you can fly on the grid. Oh, and where's our $15, asshole? You know?
Yeah,
See, that's...
that monthly charge we charge you.
If there is one...
For some of the worst fucking downtimes I have ever seen in a game.
Yes.
If there is one MMORPG I am looking forward to trying, it will be the Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder Scrolls Online.
If Bethesda can make an MMO in the same way that they make a single-player game,
then
they will have a hell of an MMO.
Yeah, they will have quite a thing. But
they are going to have to... I mean, you are going to have a fucking supercomputer to run that thing.
Yeah.
Danny has a supercomputer. I've actually considered updating my video card.
I would. I mean...
It's only, the one I was looking at, the one that they recommend you have, only $30.
Really?
So I've considered getting it, but I don't know how to put one in. I'd have to have some professional put it in.
That's what... See, I went back to a desktop computer for that reason. It's like, it's easy. Most of that shit you just plug in. I can look into the clear siding of my computer and see right where RAM can plug the fuck in.
Like, I mean, I have a desktop. I like my desktop. But for a lot of the stuff I do now, my laptop's on.
Yeah. Well, see, and I'm just the opposite. For a lot of shit I wanted to. Like, I wanted to do PC gaming forever. But I've never had a computer that can handle it. Like, my laptop, the one I had before I got my new computer, overheated like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, the laptop she had before, dude, like, you hold it on your lap.
Yeah.
It would be like Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah.
The last, I mean, aside from The Sims, as far as on, like, PC gaming, aside from The Sims, the last game I played on a PC was Final Fantasy VII.
Let's see. Right, well, I beat Bioshock Infinite on my PC. I play Skyrim like a beast.
Yeah.
The Sims. I'm probably going to start Borderlands 2 when I get the chance.
I'd say it's probably been 15 years. 13, 15 years since I've played a PC game.
I was just fucking playing The Sims 3 today.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, like, I grew up playing games on the Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, it's just ingrained in me playing on a console.
I mean,
playing on the PC feels... It just doesn't feel right.
There's some people who are console gamers, some people who are PC
Oh,
gamers.
yeah. I mean, my brother, Seth, he does both.
Yeah.
So, I mean... Yeah.
Who isn't here because he's hanging out with someone they call the gay porn kid?
Yeah.
You call your own assumptions there.
Yes, we're not gonna lead you to any.
Yeah. We're not gonna lead you to any assumptions. We just want you to take that in.
I'm gonna take that in.
Take that in.
I'm gonna put that into the novel I'm writing.
Put that into the novel you're writing?
Nice.
I want to put Seth in the novel I'm writing too. He's going to die in the first 3 lines.
Listen,
you know?
He took it to the knee.
Seth took an arrow to the knee.
Well, we all sat inside and watched 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, and masturbated vigorously.
We covered 2 girls, 1 cup of masturbation. I think we're good for this podcast.
We are good for this. Actually, like 8 minutes over.
Oh, well, fuck it.
It was a good topic.
It was a good topic.
It was.
We had fun. No one got hurt. There was just 3 of us here tonight. That seems to almost be the magic freaking number, doesn't
3.
it?
Yeah.
3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. What? Am I look like a person who's watched Schoolhouse Rock?
No, I've seen it. I was amazed by how vaudeville you went with that.
Yeah.
I wish everybody could see her right now.
Yeah,
but
she started to get up and perform.
I was going to toss her like a cane to the hat. Like, go for it. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
Chris, Jeremy, Danny, thanks for listening to the SlothCast. You guys have a great night.